Hey guys, what's going on? It's your old pal CHH. I got a lot going on right now. I won't get into it, but because of that, I do apologize. This video will kind of be more podcast style, as opposed to overlays and edits and fun things like that. So just bear with me. I do apologize, guys. I got a lot going on right now. But I wanted to do this video right now while I had the time about Leatherface, the 2017 prequel. Leatherface. Now, don't worry, this video is not going to be me saying how great this Mediabook is and how you should go buy it too. I just got this because it's kind of just funny and weird that Leatherface has a Turbine Mediabook. Now, the funniest thing is, this is the uglier one. There's another one that is gorgeous and had all this really great art on it, but I didn't make it in time to get that one on the website. So I got this one, which I think this one might have been a few dollars cheaper anyway. We'll look at the Mediabook, and then I'll talk to you guys about this movie, because really what I wanted to do was talk to you about this movie, whether I like it or not, or if I don't. Got the Blu-ray there. Now, the funny thing is, the pages, obviously, you can't read a damn thing, but it is clear what they did was they kind of went through the history of the films. You can see that all the films are being talked about in order. There's 2. And for some reason, they stopped doing pictures for 3 and 4, and you don't see pictures again until... let's see, when you get to Leatherface 2017. So they gave pictures for 1 and 2, but no pictures for the rest of them. And they got some cool pictures in here. The pig head scene is one that I really like in this. See if they have any pictures of it. No, I don't have any pictures of it. At least I don't think. Yeah, right there on the front. There he is. This movie, I just want to talk about this movie. Leatherface 2017, when it came out, the funny thing I remember was when this was coming out, I swear this was like promoted as like a DirecTV movie. And I know that sounds weird, but like I remember having DirecTV, and this movie was constantly promoted on DirecTV. And it's funny, I know it did it on the American Blu-ray because I put it on before putting this, and this is region locked, by the way, which... anybody that might have even thought about getting it, if you're not region free, you're not now. But when you put the movie on, there's a direct, like, you know when you put on a Friday the 13th, there's the Paramount logo that comes up? Well, on this, there's a DirecTV logo that comes up, and then Lionsgate. Man, when this movie was getting announced, I don't even remember people being that excited about it. Now, obviously, people had to have been. Some people had to have been, but in my circles, I just remember people being like, this is just... bottom of the barrel. I feel like we're scraping. Like, they already did a remake to Texas Chainsaw Massacre, and that had a prequel. Now we're going and just doing a prequel to the original. And for the record, why did I really get this? Like I said, it's just kind of funny. I think it's funny that Leatherface has a Turbine Mediabook, and I'm just amused by that. So that's why I wanted to get it. So I wanted to watch this movie again. Now, let me give you my thoughts on it the initial time I watched it. One of the things that I came out of when I said I saw this was, this does not feel like a Texas Chainsaw Massacre film. And I really don't like using that as a descriptor because I can't really put into words what a Texas Chainsaw Massacre film feels like, but I think you will agree with me, you being the audience, that you know it when you see it. And you know it when you're experiencing it. And... one of the things I didn't hear a whole lot about when Texas Chainsaw 2022 came out, there was a lot of criticism for that film. I definitely can see the criticism. I think the movie's funny. I have a fun time watching it, but is there criticism to be had? Of course there is. Of course there is. With that being said, I do have fun with 2022, and I think it feels like a Texas Chainsaw film. That's one thing I don't recall a whole lot of people saying, is that they didn't think it felt like a Texas Chainsaw Massacre film. The problem with Leatherface is I don't feel like it feels like a Texas Chainsaw film, and I didn't when I first saw it. So I think there's this weird thing, like when you see a movie, if you're lukewarm or not really digging it, if you ask me about it 2 years later, I'll probably have an even worse opinion because time kind of exaggerates your opinion on something when you have some distance from it. And on the other end of the coin, if you thought it was pretty good, maybe if you got asked about it a year or 2 years after that, you'd probably sweeten on it a little bit more and say, oh, yeah. But when you go back and watch it, your reactions are tempered one way or the other sometimes. Sometimes movies that you thought were okay at best and weren't really into it, you might go back and see it and say, it wasn't that bad. Or vice versa. If you say, oh, yeah, I remember loving this, and being like, oh, it's okay. So let's get into this. The story of this one is you've got Vera with the family. We finally got the woman in the family now. Every other movie, there was no women. And Leatherface, so to speak, is being asked to chainsaw somebody up. Now, he's hesitant at first, and he lets the family down, according to Vera. I do like that because I do feel like that is in line with the way Leatherface in the mainline series is. He's reactive. He's not active. What does that mean to me? It means like he's not like a slasher monster. He's a scared guy that acts out of fear. I don't want to upset my family. That I do like. And after that, the kids all go to a mental hospital when shit hits the fan, of course. This is a small town, but apparently there's, it's civilized. There's definitely cops and everything there, because the cops want all the Vera's family to be put in jail or dead. And then, before we know it, Vera marries into money, which is a funny plot twist. And she's trying to get all of her kids out of the mental ward. That doesn't go so well, so there's a huge fiasco there, and then some people break out, including some of Vera's kids. And there's this crazy couple that they're with. This crazy, sexual, nasty, deviant couple. And I hated them. I hated them the first time I saw this movie, and I hate them now. And at first, when I was watching this again, I was like, oh, is this movie going to be a road picture? And it doesn't, you almost get the impression that it's going to be, but I don't think it is. And it's like, when I was watching this, I was like, you know what, this movie actually doesn't feel like it's made bad. It actually feels like it's shot very well. It's done very well. Like, it feels like a very professional film. Like, I could have seen this being in theaters. And there were some things I actually liked, like the cop. Like, one of my favorite things in Devil's Rejects is the sheriff, Wydell. He's a vigilante, stop-at-nothing cop. In this movie, they have a similar kind of policeman. In cinema, I like those kinds of cops that, like, don't do it by the books, in the sense that there's a scene where one of the girls, when they capture her, part of that deviant couple, he's supposed to get her in custody, take her back, but she smarts off to him and says something bad about his kid that died. I loved that scene. I loved that reaction because it seems so visceral. And there are things about this film I enjoyed watching this time. I should mention that this is also uncut, and the American Blu-ray is rated R. In terms of what I remember being like uncut, I don't know if there really was much. Maybe some stuff in the trailer with that dead body, which was disgusting. Oh. And maybe at the end, when there's the ultimate revenge scene with Leatherface. But other than that, I don't recall there being a whole lot of stuff there that I don't remember seeing. But the thing about this movie, it's like, I got done watching this movie, and I was like, you know what? Like, I don't hate it. Like, it's not a bad made film. It's a matter of fact, I feel like it was way better in terms of like how legitimate it felt than I remembered. I remembered this movie feeling like it was like a popcorn nothing movie. And it's not that. It's actually a decently made film. It doesn't feel like a Texas Chainsaw Massacre film. At least not until the very end. And it's not even necessarily because, we get our Leatherface, so to speak. It's because of the visceral, grisly nature of the scene, I think. It felt Texas Chainsaw at the end. I just don't know how to wrap this movie up. I don't know whether to say I like it or I don't like it, because I didn't dislike watching it this time. I didn't. There are some cool scenes in this. There's some gross scenes in this, which I always am impressed by, because by now it's harder for me to watch stuff that grosses me out. but there's something off about it in terms of the feel. Say what you want about 2022, say what you want about Texas Chainsaw 3, hell, even The Next Generation. Next Generation was a Texas production. You had Kim Hinkle at the helm. McConaughey's wild, and it feels like a Texas Chainsaw film. This movie just doesn't feel like that to me. But I don't think it's a bad made movie all that much either. It's not great, but it's not bad. I don't know. I think I'm going to go, out of 5 stars, I'm going to go 2 3/4 stars. And I know that's kind of cheating, but I don't want to go a full 3, and I don't want to go 2.5. 2 3/4. I'll probably revisit this again. I mean, it's cool to have this, but, you know, I'm not going to try to, this really isn't what this is about. I wanted a fun excuse to watch this again, and I'm glad to have this in my collection because it's so funny. I can say I have a Leatherface 2017 Mediabook. But I'm really just wondering what you guys think about this movie. I think this film needs more time, and I think I need more time with it. I don't know how to feel about it, but I didn't hate it this time. I strongly disliked it the first time, and I didn't strongly dislike it / hate it this time. I just don't know how to put my finger on what the problem is. I don't want to blame the location. I don't want to blame the fact that there's no legitimate scene like movie with like Leatherface as we know it in this. I get that this was a prequel. I get we have to build all that stuff up, but there's something about this that I can't put my finger on that doesn't make it feel like a Texas Chainsaw film. So that's where my dilemma is with this movie. So I'm lukewarm on it. Lukewarm. 2 3/4 stars. Let me know what you guys think about this movie. I mean, seriously, just let me know. I think that's what I'm most curious about. Alright guys, thank you for watching, and I'll see y'all next time. Take care. Huge giant thank you to all of my Patreon supporters. Without you guys, this would not be possible. To get behind the scenes photos, videos, music, private live streams, and much more, you can subscribe to my Patreon for as little as $1 a month. Thank you to my patrons.